Hey, what's up, VC? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel. Time for another quick update. It's going to be a metal update. I'm going to try to knock this one out pretty quick and not run on too long. Um, in the background here, we've got Evergreen Terrace. This is their newest album, Dead Horses. I haven't been a fan of their prior albums. This one I'm kind of digging on. I've listened to it a couple times, and it's been pretty good. So if you like, I guess, Screamo, go ahead and check it out. I'm not really a fan of the genre or the name Screamo, but it is what it is. There's not much you can do about it. So let's go ahead and get going. I've been looking, I'm always looking for metal, and I've actually picked up quite a bit of it lately, as well as some hard rock. Let's go ahead and start real quick, I guess, with the hard rock that I've picked up, and then we'll move into the metal from there. This is a pretty good mix across the boards. The first two that I picked up, actually the first one I picked up was Cat Scratch Fever from Ted Nugent. I'm sure most of you are familiar with this one. I've never actually listened to a lot of Ted Nugent, other than, a couple of his songs. Obviously, Cat Scratch Fever, and what's the other one I used to always hear? Wang Dang, Sweet Poontang. Let me say, surprisingly, I wasn't expecting much. Like I said, I'm used to Cat Scratch Fever, which I've never been a huge fan of. And I've always heard that his guitar work is amazing, but man, he blew me away. Just the guitar alone, the lyrics leave a little bit to be desired, but let's be honest, we don't listen to Ted Nugent for his lyrics. So, but his guitar is amazing. I ended up picking this one up. I got this one at Goodwill. So this was 77 cents. It's in perfect condition. The vinyl's pretty much mint. And then for, I think, $2.99, I picked up Weekend Warriors, which I actually like better than Cat Scratch Fever guitar-wise. He just kills it on this one. Here's the back of that one. So two good hard rock albums from the 70s. And then let's move on from there. Next up, I picked up Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. I know most of you out there that love metal love this album. I've always been real hesitant to buy it. When I bought this a couple of weeks ago, this was my first listen to it, and surprisingly, I really enjoyed it. I've always been a fan of Ozzy. I was a fan of Ozzy before I was a fan of Black Sabbath, so I've always preferred in the Ozzy Black Sabbath camp. I never really listened to any of the Ronnie James Dio Black Sabbath, and I'm missing out. I mean, it's a totally different sound, which is what I really like. I thought it was going to be the same sound that they had with Ozzy, but with Ronnie James Dio singing, and that's not the case. They kind of upped it a little bit, and this is a really good album. Like I said, I was really blown away by it. And I was already a fan of Black Sabbath, of Ronnie James Dio. So there was nothing new there. I just never listened to the two of them together. So I'll definitely be checking out more of that. Hang on, I don't know what's going on with the music here. Let me find something else to put on because it's starting to annoy me. Let's see, find some nice new metal. Here we go. This is Earth Crisis. This is from a few years ago. Let's go ahead and throw that one on. So that was Heaven and Hell from Black Sabbath. This one, I'm not sure where I picked this up. I think I picked it up at Mojo Music, which is one of the local record stores I go to every Wednesday. I'm pretty sure that's where I got it from. Actually, I did, because I got this one with it. The next was Queensryche, The Warning. I'm a fan of pretty much all of Queensryche. I know that they go back and forth between metal, progressive metal, and progressive rock, and then back to metal. They do some weird stuff. The lineup changes constantly. But, from The Warning all the way to their newest album, the self-titled Queensryche, I really dug them all. And I look forward. This is the only one I have on vinyl so far. And I look forward to picking up more of them. Let's see, next up, I showed this for my record store day But I finally got a chance to give it a listen, and I got to say it sounds really good. I wasn't real happy with a couple of my record store day purchases, and it's not because the music wasn't good. The pressing quality, I don't know what it is. I get all these used records from the 70s and 80s, and they sound amazing. And for some reason, the new stuff I've been picking up lately, I don't know if it's the quality of the pressing or the quality of the vinyl that they're using, but I'm getting a lot of noise. One of the albums that I had shavings in it, which surprised me because I thought most of the major labels use pressing as opposed to cutting records. So I don't know. But there were shavings all through it, and it definitely, even though I cleaned it a couple of times, it just wasn't very good quality sound. So this one surprisingly was good though, and I'm a big fan of this album anyway. And for those of you who haven't seen it, this is this is my last video. This is on clear vinyl, and it sounds really good. I actually do like the clear vinyl. I don't know why. There's just something about it that I really dig. Next up, this one I was really happy to get. My record store, a couple weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, I bought the rest of the Crocus albums, however you say it. This was the one I was missing. I have this one on cassette, but this was my favorite from the band. This is the Blitz. Great metal album. I highly recommend this to any of you metalheads, especially if you like 80s metal. Keeping going with the 80s metal. I picked this one up. This one of the record stores that I frequent has had this one for 2 or 3 months. I had never heard Keel. I knew that they were a hard rock / metal band. It seems that each album they change their sound. This one is kind of a mix. There's parts of it that are hard rock. Excuse me. There's parts of it that are hard rock. There's parts of it that are metal. But and I thought it was so-so. There were a couple songs on here I really liked. I'll have to give it another listen before I really make a final decision on this one. So check it out. See if you like it. I don't want to say it's bad. It's not bad metal. It's decent. Just compared to the other albums of the era or the other bands of the era, I see why they didn't make it to that upper echelon. Plus, what surprised me, you don't see this too often in metal bands. If you look, I think it's inside the liner. Almost every, or it's on the album. Next to it, almost every single record set or song set has ASCAP next to it. And usually that means that was written by somebody else. Usually that means it was written by an ASCAP writer, not by the band themselves. So I'm not sure how I feel about metal bands, buying their songs from ASCAP, but whatever. Next up, Stay Hungry. I've loved this album. I've had this on vinyl before. I've had it on cassette. I've had it on CD. I love this album. Stay Hungry. We're Not Gonna Take It. I don't like that song, even though it's one of the more popular ones. That's probably my least favorite on the album. But Burn in Hell, I think is one of the best metal songs of that era. I love that song. SMF, I Want to Rock. I mean, this whole album is just great classic metal. And this is one that I would recommend to any of you metalheads out there. And I remember this one. I remember the videos from it, the whole imagery. I just liked everything about Stay Hungry and that era, Twisted Sister. That's really the only album of theirs I do like, though. I'm not a fan of anything else that they put out. This one was really cool to find. This is Sin After Sin from Judas Priest. As you can tell, it's a promo copy. Kind of disappointing that this is in kind of damaged up there, but other than that, it's the vinyl itself is in mint condition. It's got the original insert in there, which is cool. And then, of course, there's the, like I said, it's a white label promo. It's kind of hard to, it's kind of bright there. Great album. I had never gone this far back into Judas Priest's back catalog. Most of what I've heard and what I've bought has been 80s Priest, and I've never really delved into anything from the 70s. This was their first major label release on Columbia, And it's just a really good album. I loved it from beginning to end. Just really, really good metal. So another one that I would recommend anybody. Now this one, I've been looking at this for a while, pretty much since it came out. This is the Through the Never box set. This is the 4-record box set. This is the Record Store Day. You can see the 106 out of 4,000 there. I paid a little bit much for this. I should say a little bit much. Probably right in the middle. I got it for about what you would get it on Discogs for, but I've seen it on Amazon for about $10, $15 cheaper. But I did get it from one of the local record stores that I frequent. I've got to say, it sounds amazing. You know, this is the first album set like this that I bought where it's all 45 RPM. It sucks that you have to change the record or flip it every 10 to 14 minutes. But man, the sound quality is just amazing. And I think it's cool. It's got the stencil in here, and it's actually the stencil. I actually lined it up. It's actually the stencil that they used for your particular box. But you can see each of the sleeve, and there's 4 of these like this. It's got most of my favorite songs. All around, just a great box set. And I mean, like I said, ultimately I bought it because I want to support the record store. It's a record store that I've gotten a lot of killer deals from. You know, for instance, I picked this up for free. It was buy 2 for $12, get one album for free. They had this priced at $12, and even with the damage, I've seen this go for you know, $20, $25. So for the white label promo. So you know, and I get good deals all the time. So I went ahead and shelled out a little bit more for this. And I bought it brand new. I will say on disc 3, the second side of it, there's a little bit of noise, which I wasn't happy about. But again, it just, I don't know what's going on with the pressings of the last couple of years, but I'm just not real happy with the quality of what these newer companies have been putting out. But that's pretty much it, VC. Leave your notes. Let me know what you think. Other than that, have a good one, and I'll talk to you later. Take care.